WQEN. And when I say anything, I mean anything possible. Child support, divorce, custody, estates, trust, wills, contractual issues, insurance problems as far as disputes with your insurance company, auto accidents, dog bites, medical malpractice, consumer law, consumer issues, evictions. So any legal issue that you might have going on, either coming your way or something that's you have to deal with, well, this is a program that points you in the right direction and answers your legal questions. We don't even send you a bill. That's what the attorneys do, and we bring you some of the finest attorneys around. So any legal questions or problems you have, call me right now. I have two lines in Youngstown open, 330-729-9977. That's 330-729-9977, 330-729-9977. We'll get you through to us, 330-729-9977. Pick up the phone, give us a call. Don't let the cat get your tongue. You got a legal problem or question, we'll try to answer it and get you in the right direction. The legal program brought to you by Beatrice Kopp. And now let's go to the kingmaker himself, the dean of the firm, the namesake of the firm, Attorney David Beatrice. Hello.
Hi, Ron. How are you? I'm going to take a quick roll call if I could. Do you mind if I do that?
Ron is here. Go ahead. I'll be first.
All right.
Here.
Ron.
Here.
Frank Cassis. Tali Arengia. Brian Kopp. Jim Melfi. How shocking. I'm solo again, Ron.
You know what, though? Always makes for
it's always Mr. Dependable. Give me the ball. Send me up the middle. Get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's me.
Welcome. Have you had a good week, Dave, before we get to phone calls? I mean, your life is very troubling at times.
It is. It was a busy week. I finally got through all my emails because they were just backing up. I finally got through all my emails. And then I woke up this morning. I mean, it took me like 2.5, 3 hours to get just all my backlog emails, the ones I haven't even looked at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got up this morning. I had 50 emails from yesterday at 4 o'clock till now.
Clients.
Yeah. So it was crazy.
Well, you got caught up. I'm proud of you. Let me put it that way. It's a good week. You didn't blow out a tire. You didn't have any traffic problems.
No, I had some tire problems yesterday.
What happened?
My right rear tire was a little low. So I took it to the tire shop, and they said that there's a hole in it, and they plugged it, and they said if this doesn't work, you'll have to replace the tire. I said, just order me the tire because you know how I am with cars and tires and stuff. So that's how it went.
So you got a new tire pending.
Right.
All right. Well, that's the way it goes. It's always some expense with you, Dave. You're never going to get ahead. You're just never going to get ahead. You got a wedding to plan for, not yours, your son's, obviously. So you got to start saving some money. Just plug the tire and make good.
I'm going to try. And then now my daughter's talking about getting married.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think of the guy?
I like him. He's
what
taking my daughter off my hands. What is it? I call him St. Paul.
Really? So
I do. When they're up on the boat, I take them out for beers. I go, dude, you are the best. God bless you. God bless you.
So you like him?
Oh, please.
Good guy?
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him because,
Is he a lawyer?
No, he was an Army Ranger. That's where my daughter met him when she'd go visit my son. She was visiting my son a couple times down in Savannah, Georgia. And then, I'm going to say 4 years ago, I noticed she started visiting a lot more. So I'd call Joseph and I'd say, hey, what are you and Rose doing? He goes, I haven't seen Rose all weekend, Dad. I go, oh, interesting. So, me being the father and the logical person that I am, I used my analytical skills saying, maybe she met someone down there, and my suspicions turned out to be correct. So she met a soldier. He was an Army Ranger. He got out of the Army, and on the GI Bill, he's attending the University of Notre Dame. So my daughter and him moved to South Bend, Indiana, and bought a home, and got a good gig. I mean, we should take care of our veterans. He's going to school on the GI Bill, and they give
What's
him
he want to be, though? He's going to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he got an undergraduate degree, and he's going to get a master's he's going to get an MBA from the Notre Dame University.
Mm-hmm.
So
Not
there
a
we
lawyer.
Go.
Yeah.
No.
Couldn't he at least go to law school? We're not asking
No,
him to take the bar.
at this point in my life, no, I don't anymore. No one needs to be a lawyer. They had their chance at the bat, at the ball.
We built this big firm up.
Yeah.
Beatrice Kopp, the big firm.
And I have lawyers that are going to come in.
Yeah, but where's the children, Dave? Where are the children that we fostered there?
I have no idea in the world where my son is right now. So
and nobody did. I mean, they didn't become lawyers, and
they both.
take
I
after their
have
father.
money in law schools, but neither one of them became a lawyer. Oh, I have money in law school education.
So they're
a pretty hefty sum.
Wasn't it Tim Ryan? Didn't Tim Ryan go to law school, but he never took the bar?
Yeah, I never took the bar.
Right. But you can learn a lot from just going to law school. I mean, it's
It's a
good
very
education.
versatile degree. It is.
Absolutely is. All right, you want to take some calls?
Sure. Let's line them up and knock them down.
All right, with attorney David Beatrice, you're on the air tonight. Hello. Well, they hung up. With attorney David Beatrice, you're on the air tonight. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I got a question.
Yes.
Okay. I got a friend who bought some property, and the lady that had the property put a clause in there that she had a year to get out of the house. Well, she moved out of the house within like 6 months' time, and then shortly after she moved out, she passed away, and he's trying to get possession of everything, and the woman had one daughter who wants to go with the clause that her mother had a year. Is that clause still good for the daughter?
Without
to
looking
use?
at the contract, I couldn't tell you, but if it didn't say your heirs, executors, assigns, then no. But you'd have to look at the language of the contract.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him know that then. Because
He has to look at the contract he signed with that woman. And if there's language in there like, well, this inures or it goes to the benefit of my assigns, my children, my estate, blah, 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 then she's probably on solid ground. If it doesn't have a clause like that, then she's just a squatter on the property and he needs to evict her.
Yeah, well, she's not even living there. She just has the place locked up, and it's like a hoarder's house. It's full of all
Well,
her
he
mother's
just needs
stuff,
to
you know?
serve her with forcible entry and detainer action.
Okay, I'll let him know that. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. All right, with attorney David Beatrice, you're on the air tonight. Welcome. Are you there, caller? Apparently not. With attorney David Beatrice, you're on the air. Hello. I'm trying here. Hope my phones are working good here. Let me try. Just
I got
speak
my
up if
dog
you-
here. Leo and I are throwing him the ball.
Well,
He'll
okay, well, let
go
me-
crazy. We'll throw him the ball 100 times. He just never wears out.
There you go. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Ron?
Good.
Good. Okay, I had this incident that occurred. It's minor, but I just need some direction. Okay, I rent a antique booth at a antique mall,
All right.
and we pay to rent it. So we have to work 6 hours a quarter. Okay, or pay $50. So, and what we basically do is help the cashiers check out, open up stuff for people, and help people out. So the other day I was working, and the boss sent me up to a parking lot where they were having a fundraiser. It was a tent sale. You know, they had a lot of stuff. It had nothing to do with with the secondhand store that I was at, but they had like a big tent sale. So anyhow, he sends me up there. You know, he says, go up and get these boxes that I bought and some wrapping and some bags. So I take the cart up there and I load the bags on the cart, but the bag rips. So I tape up the bag, and then as I'm taping the bag up, it's on the parking lot goes up pretty slant. So what happened was the cart twisted around, went forward, and hit a vehicle. So I grabbed the cart on the bounce, and I didn't really
Wait a
see
minute,
any
wait a minute, wait a
damage.
minute. Repeat
I'm
what
looking
you
at it
just.
real
Wait a
good.
minute, wait a minute. Hold on. Repeat what
Okay.
you just said. He sent you up to a lot adjacent to
Yeah.
the antique mall.
Well, it was in a big parking lot. Yeah, they were having like a benefit tent sale.
Okay.
For I think it's for dogs or something. Nothing to really do with the antique booth or mall.
All right.
So anyhow, so he sends me up there. So and the bag was heavy, so I ripped. So somebody gave me some duct tape. So while I was taping it, because it probably weighed 40 pounds.
What was
I
in
ain't
the
that
bag?
strong anymore. I'm in my 60s.
What was in the
But
bag?
anyhow, as I was picking up the bags, as I was duct taping the bags to put them on the bottom of the cart just slid back, spun around, and the front of the cart hit a vehicle. So I caught the cart on the bounce, and I looked at it. I didn't see any marks at all. But the owner came up to us later and says, she came in the store and says, yeah, there's a dent. So we went out to take pictures. You can hardly see it, but there was a dent and a scratch. So, and it was my fault. So anyhow, in a nutshell, so we talked to the owner, and he says, well, I'll call my insurance company, and then, we'll see what we can do. Well, the lady gets an estimate and calls him and says the estimate was $1,000, and then he told me that the insurance company won't cover it because he has a $250 deductible.
No, the $250 deductible applies to collision coverage, not liability coverage.
Okay. Well, that's what he told me. I mean, because this is the guy that owns the.
I understand that's what he told you. I doubt he turned it into
So
his
then he
insurance
says that I'm
company.
responsible for it.
Well, no, you were a servant
Now
of
I'm
his.
an agent of him, and I'm
Right.
not on workman's comp or nothing. I'm just donating my time. So am I responsible, or is he responsible
You're
for
both.
the $1,000?
You're both responsible. Both of you are.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Now, should the owner of the car have to get 3 estimates, or you just go with
No.
one?
First of all, do you own an automobile?
Yeah.
And do you have insurance on that automobile?
Yeah.
I turn that in as a claim. You were driving a cart and you hit someone and see if they cover it. They may or they may
No,
not.
I wasn't
depending
driving the cart. I was pushing a cart.
What do you mean you
I
were
was pushing
pushing?
a cart. It's a shopping cart.
Oh, a shot. I thought you meant like a golf cart, a
Shopping
shopping
cart.
cart.
Oh no,
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's a shopping cart.
Well,
And this one didn't have the rubber bumpers on it.
so that would be like more of a premises liability claim. He should have insurance on the property, and that's who should cover that claim.
Because he's telling me that he called his insurance agent.
He's
and they said, well,
lying
got
to you on a liability
$2,500
claim. There is no deductible. There may be, but I
Okay,
doubt
so you
it.
think it? I mean, I'm willing to pay my part because it was my fault. The cart got away from me. I ain't as fast as I
Is
used
he
to be.
willing to?
10 years ago, I'd have
is he-
grabbed the cart.
Okay, is he willing to split it with you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He should be. He should
So-
pay
so
the whole
that's the way-
thing. You were doing a job for him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been pushing a
Yeah.
cart, but for him asking you to do that. So he should pick up
Exactly.
everything.
All right, but you should have me check with the property.
It's his
insurance.
property, right?
Well, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't own the building. He's just renting the building off of a company.
Okay. Does he have insurance on the building?
No, the company probably does that owns the building.
Well, I don't know how you can have $250 deductible and him not have insurance.
No, $2,500 deductible. $2,500 deductible. And the claim was $1,000 to fix the vehicle, which
I
I thought was kind of high.
So he has insurance. What kind of insurance does
Yeah.
he have?
He didn't really say because
Yeah,
I talked
he
to him
didn't.
over the phone, but he said he's going to have a meeting with the car people that did the damage to, and he hasn't called me back. But he just said he called his insurance company. So I'm
Well,
assuming
let's
it's
see what
business
happens,
insurance.
would you?
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
I appreciate you guys helping me out because I
Thank you.
can breathe a little easier now.
Yeah, it's only $1,000. I know
Thank
it's easy for me to say only $1,000, but luckily it wasn't a lot more than that. And you were doing a job for him. You are his agent, and under the doctrine of respondeat superior, you're both liable. But you were doing his work, so he should pay it. All right.
All right. So there you go. With Attorney David Beatrice, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, Ron. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Good. Yes, David. Just a quick question, my friend. My father passed away the end of May.
Sorry to hear that.
So my sister and I, thank you so much. So my sister and I, obviously, we've been going over to the house. We're in process of selling the house, so we check his mail. We checked the mail. There was a bill from the ambulance company stating that my dad owed $1,780. Are my sister and I liable
No,
and
the es-
responsible for
the-
that bill?
No, the estate is. Did he leave? Do you have to open up an estate?
Okay, so my sister and I are the beneficiaries
It's not what I asked you.
for my dad's estate, yes.
Okay. How did he leave the property in the property he's living on? Did he leave it to you a joint tenants with right of survivorship? Or-
He left it, what's it called? Time of death or what?
Okay,
what,
joint tenancy
yeah.
with right of survivorship. So the property automatically transfers to you. Did he leave any? There's a difference between probate property and non-probate property.
Yes, this is not probate at all. I
All
know
right.
that for a fact.
All right, so he does not have any property to probate.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
No, he does not. No.
Okay, and no, you and your sister are not responsible for that bill.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So what do we do in a case? Do we even attempt to mess with it, David?
No.
To even call?
No,
There's
it's
a
not your
1-800
bill.
number.
It's not your bill. Why would you respond to something that's not your bill? It's a bill of the estate. And if there's no estate opened, then they could try to force an estate open, but you told me there's no probate property to put in the estate. So there's nothing there. Did he have any insurance or Medicare or Medicaid that would pay for that?
He would have had to. He passed away 91 years old. I know for a fact he had the Medicare or Medicaid.
And did he have a
I didn't.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Did he
No,
have a
I
policy on
yet to
top of the
even
Medicare?
respond to that bill.
Did
What's
he
that?
did he have a policy on top of the Medicare?
I see, David. I 100% don't know. I mean, my dad lived on his own, So
Okay,
I
but you're able to
truly
get into
don't
the
know.
house where he lived?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so check and see if he had, did he leave a bank account?
Well, that's the kicker. Yes. So he actually left an account that my sister and I were beneficiaries on.
Payable on
So
death.
what we did was we were told that her and I should close that account and divvy up what's in my dad's savings and checking account. So we did that. Okay?
Before he
received
died
the
or
bulk
after
check.
he died?
This was after he passed away.
All right. So
David,
the bank
it
let
was
you
up- it was-
hold on a second. Did the bank
Listen to Dave.
Did the bank let you do that?
The bank absolutely let us do that.
Okay,
Yes, because
so
we brought in the death certificate and we brought in the paper stating that my sister and I are both the beneficiaries on my dad's will. Yes.
Quit saying beneficiary. Because there's no
Well,
estate.
that's what was on the paper, my friend. So,
No, what was on the paper was a payable on death bank account. So when you took
Okay.
that in, that automatically went to you and your sister, just like the home automatically goes to you and your sister.
Okay.
Okay, so there is no probate property that you've told me about. There's nothing that he owns that you'd have to open up an estate, okay, and then pass it to you and your sister. Correct?
Correct.
So,
like here's what we needed to do. I need to be specific with you, David. Is that once he passed, we made sure that we took the house out of his name and insurance off of him because he passed away, and we ended up going down to downtown Warren, and they ended up transferring the deed to his house into my sister and I's name.
And you know how that occurred? It wasn't because you were named in a will. It's because it was
Okay.
deeded. Either he deeded himself a life estate with the remainder to you and your sister, or he deeded it to
Okay.
himself and you and your sisters as joint tenants with right of survivorship. And that's the
Okay.
same thing he did with the
Okay.
bank account. So he has no probate property that you've told me about, or any stocks, bonds, anything like that.
Not well. He does have a lot of annuities that my sister and I are actually getting funds from my dad's annuities because he had us both down as I got to say it, as the beneficiary to the annuities that are
Right.
coming in.
In
my
other words,
sister and I's name.
non-probate property.
All right,
Everything you've
stand by.
described to me, he's
Stand by.
avoiding probate.
Back in a minute.
A to Z dependable services, plumbing, septic, heating, cooling, and one-day baths.
Got an accident reported on Route 82 between
bargains that they get in. And can I tell you something? If you're looking for lumber, 2x4, 2x6, plywood, anything you want, they store it the right way in pole barns. They load it for you. You don't have to sort through a pile looking for a straight one. Let's start with what you're known for. Great lumber, right, Mike?
Great lumber. We store it properly. We order good material. If you're in a project, need good stuff,
They
you
made a
got to stop
global
and check it
deal.
out.
I guarantee you.
And that's the key thing, Ron. You got to visit us here. You got to come in, walk around, inventory.
We got anything more to say to him or
No,
not?
no.
All right.
It wasn't
right, let me-
because he's the beneficiary of the state. It was because the father made the bank accounts payable on death. The father made the property with joint tenants
Transfer on death, yeah.
transfer on death. We'll say transfer on death. That's not technically the right legal terminology, but we'll just say transfer on death. So he has no probate property, and neither he nor his sister are responsible for that bill. It's not their bill.
All right. There you go. I hope that answered for you, caller, okay? All right. So let's move along here. Let me see where I'm at. You're on the air.
Yes, Ron.
No, he answered your question, okay? I got to move along.
Okay, well,
I appreciate it. You're on the air.
Yes, I have a question. I called a few months ago about this, and I have a son that lives in California. Don't know if you can help me on this one. We've been supporting him for many years. I'm on Social Security. I have no retirement, and we're out of money completely as far as helping him. He's bipolar, and I have experience with bipolar, but he's never been diagnosed. He won't go to the doctors, and he also is very violent.
This is your brother?
My son.
Your son. Okay.
So I'm out of money. If I want to give him like 60 days, and we've already, this has been going on for years. I just want to give him like maybe 60 days and 30 days to do this, 60 days to do this, to find work, whatever it takes. Can he, if he goes, gets evicted from his apartment, can he sue us
For what?
in any way because he has mental problems?
No.
He won't get
What did you
diagnosed.
do wrong? How old is
No
he?
medication.
How old is he?
Can he do anything?
How old is he?
39.
He's an adult. You're not responsible for him.
Even if he gets evicted and us paying all these years, and all of a sudden we're out of money, we can't pay no more, he can't do anything.
You were
Is that
paying
right?
out of the goodness of your heart. You had no legal or contractual obligation to make those payments.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck. You're on the air with
Yes.
it. Wait a second. I appreciate your call. You're on the air tonight with Attorney Beatrice. Hello there.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi. I'm going, a couple months ago, my son's father had passed. And there was a will that was made out, and he let his son, oldest son, beneficiary. His son is now being bombarded by all of his debts. Now his son is calling me because my son is collecting Social Security, and he's asking me questions I don't feel comfortable with answering.
Hold on
He
a
wants to know
second.
how much my son is.
That's none of his business. Let me answer some questions for you. Your son is not responsible for your father's bills.
Yeah, my son's 13.
He's not responsible for your father's bills. And the other
Okay.
son doesn't have a right to know what your son is earning in Social Security benefits. It's none of his business.
Yes.
So what's your
Yes.
question?
He's saying, what I'm asking is, they took all the money out of his father's accounts, every account that he had, pay off some debts. He still owes debts, and they cleaned out one of his son's accounts for that debt. Now he's telling me that I should be getting a letter from his attorney stating that they're going to start taking my 13-year-old son's Social Security.
I don't think that's going to happen. I
Okay.
wouldn't. Wait till you
Okay.
get the letter. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay?
Okay. It's a different state. He's in Kentucky, and I'm in Ohio.
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen. He's just trying to get
thank
money
you.
out of you.
Yeah, he's
You're under
trying
no
to get my-
obligation to take
that's
his
what-
calls even.
Oh, okay, good. So I can keep ignoring his calls?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Is
okay.
he your son too, or is he your stepson?
No, he is my He is my steps. We weren't married. We've never married. He said he still wants to see my son, his brother.
No,
But now I'm feeling
he's going to have to go to court and get an order for that.
Okay, so he has. Yeah, he has called me 3 times already this week and sending me text messages. Said
Just
he-
block his number.
His lawyer needs
Just
the
okay, have him hire a lawyer. That's good. Block his number.
Mhm.
He's obviously causing you
Okay.
stress. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for
All
your
right.
time.
Sure.
All right, with Attorney Beatrice, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call. A question for you. My son was picked up Friday night in Pennsylvania, lives in Ohio, for a DUI. He did the physical test. The cop had one of those cameras on his chest. He told my son that he passed. My son said, great. And then he told my son, would you blow in the thing for whatever you do, the blow. My
Breathalyzer.
son refused to do that. When my son refused to do that, he arrested him for DUI. My son, directly after he told him that he would get arrested for DUI if he didn't blow, my son offered to blow afterwards, and they denied him to do that.
Right.
Does he have any legal stand? Is there any
Well,
advice you can give?
you've mixed up a lot of different concepts here. So here's my suggestion. Your son needs a lawyer. Is this your
Okay.
son's first DUI?
It is actually his second, but the first one got reduced to bad driving, wherever it was. But he
Reckless
has no DUI on his
operation?
record. Reckless operation, correct.
And how long ago was that?
Approximately 2 years ago.
Okay, and did he take the breathalyzer in that case?
No, he refused everything, and the judge just gave him the reckless operation.
Yeah, your son
We
needs
got a very
your
good
son
attorney at the time. That's
yeah.
why.
Your son needs a lawyer. How old
Okay.
is your son?
24.
Yeah, he needs a lawyer. And he
Okay.
needs to quit drinking and driving.
Of course. Actually, he wasn't drinking. He had one beer, and he was a designated driver. and he refused to take the test, but or the
Well,
breathalyzer.
look, if he subjected himself to the field sobriety tests, which you're saying
Yes.
he did, correct?
And
Yes,
passed.
yes, he agreed
Well-
to do it, and he passed it.
Well, how do you know he passed it?
I'm going by what he told me.
Of
that's
course you are. Okay,
all. Sure.
you have to
Yeah,
see
yes,
what's
yes,
on that
of course.
body-worn camera.
Yes. Say that again, sir.
You have to see what's on that body-worn camera. You have to see what
Okay,
the
so
police officer
we're
wrote up
entitled
in the
to-
report.
Okay.
Your son needs a
We
lawyer.
Okay. And we have not, he did not issue him a ticket on the spot. He told him it will be in the mail. So we're patiently waiting. This is from last Friday. We still haven't got it.
Well, I would wait.
Okay.
And if he mails him a ticket, you get a lawyer. I would get a lawyer now.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for
Well,
your help.
you do that, don't you, Dave?
Yes,
in
I do.
PA?
Okay.
So you might want to call their firm. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, did I hear him right? Where he claims he passed the roadside test. Put your you stand on one foot and all that kind of stuff. Then he refused to do the breathalyzer, and then the guy said, "Well, I'm going to do this." And then after he refused, and the cop said he was going to give him a DUI or something. I thought the caller said he then said he would be willing to take it, but it was too late. Does that sound right?
He's basing everything he's saying to us on what his son told him.
Okay,
There are
and you
two
said-
people involved in that conversation, a police officer and his son, and a body-worn camera. So we don't have to guess what was said. It'll be on the body-worn camera. When he says my son passed the field sobriety test, that will likewise be on the body-worn camera.
Mm-hmm.
The police officer has to have probable cause to arrest you for a DUI. So when he said he didn't blow, I'm assuming he had already taken him to the station, which means he had already placed him under arrest. And he was at the station that he refused to take the breathalyzer. Well, you don't get to the station by driving there. You get to the station because you get in the ride of the back of a police officer's car handcuffed. That's how you get to the station.
Got it.
So the question becomes, at the time, did he have a reasonable, articulable suspicion to pull him over? Look, I've done so many of these. I don't even have to read that report. I could tell you what's in that police report. Okay?
All right, I'm ready.
I got behind this car. It crossed the double yellow line. I initiated a traffic stop. I walked up. I smelled a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. I observed the defendant to have glassy eyes and slurry speech. I asked him if he had anything to drink, and he said, I only had 2 beers. He said, where are you coming from? He says, I'm coming from a bar. Where are you going to? I'm heading home or whatever. You want to submit to a field sobriety test? Yes. Submits to a field sobriety test. So chances are he admitted to drinking, he smelled of alcohol, he committed a traffic offense, and he failed the field sobriety test. Guess what that's called? Probable cause.
And isn't that it's like you're visionary? It's like you're psychic
Well,
here today.
Often,
It's almost like you've done this before, like for 40 years.
41.
Okay.
Let me tell you what body-worn cameras have done. They have kind of evened out the field because I have a case. What was on the police report and what I witnessed on the body-worn camera, I was like, I said, I want to make sure I'm not, have a jaundiced eye looking at this. Like all the other lawyers look at it and they go, yeah, that report looks nothing like that body camera.
So benefited you.
It benefits you and it hurts you. I mean, everything you say gets picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So here, look, when you get pulled over, okay, you're only obligated to do 4 things. First of all, what you should not do is argue with the police officer on the side of the road about your constitutional rights. Because you're not going to win. That's not where you litigate that issue. Okay? If he asks for a driver's license, you got to give him a driver's license. Asks for your registration, you got to give him the registration. Asks for your insurance, you got to give him the insurance. And if he asks you to get out of the car, get out of the car. And if you don't get out of the car, you're coming out of that car one way or another, voluntarily or involuntarily. Okay? Now, once you're out of the car and he starts questioning you, people think they have to be like an altar boy and tell the truth about everything. You're not allowed to lie to a police officer, but you can invoke your right to remain silent. Have you been drinking, sir? Officer, I invoke my right to remain silent. Where are you going? Officer, I invoke my right to remain silent. At that point, the police officer has to make a determination, if you've not subjected yourself to field sobriety test, as to whether or not there's probable cause to arrest you for a DUI. And it's a scale. So the judge looks at a number of things. Refusing the field sobriety test is one thing the judge can look at, but the judge also could see the body-worn camera. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Sober, you'd have a hard time passing some of those field sobriety tests. I'm not kidding you.
Particularly
Stand
at my
up,
age.
put your legs together, put your arms down, hold your foot up for 6 inches, and see if you don't sway. Sober. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they're designed to make you fail. I mean, right now, Ron, stand up, put your feet together, put your arms down to your side and raise your foot up 6 inches and count and start counting 1,000, 2,000. I got to a client that got to 14,000. He goes, keep counting. I'm going, how long does she have to stand on one foot? Then he put down, she failed the test.
Yeah.
I want you to walk heel to toe on a line and not sway.
No, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. It would be hard at my age to pass one.
It'd be hard at any age, especially if you're nervous, okay? Or you've been in an accident. I mean, look, you get pulled over, you're very nervous. That's going to affect your balance. It's going to affect your judgment when you're stressed, okay? So the minute they smell alcohol, they jump to the immediate conclusion that you are drinking and driving. The law prohibits you from impaired driving. It does not prohibit you from drinking and driving. You just cannot be over the legal limit or be an impaired driver. And a minor traffic offense with an odor of alcohol and not much else, it's a 50-50 call as to whether or not he has probable cause. When he's talking to you and you're admitting to drinking, you're giving him the probable cause he needs to arrest you.
So maybe you shouldn't say that.
I invoke my right to remain silent. It is not the government's business where you are at. It is not the government's business where you are going. You have freedom of travel in this country. Most crimes, do you know how police officers solve most crimes? Someone takes their upper lip and their lower lip and they start talking.
All right.
May I search your car? No, you do not have consent to search my car. Okay? I had a client who, he gave the officer consent to search his car and they found drugs. I said, did you know the drugs are in there? And he goes, yeah. I go, why'd you give him consent? He goes, well, he was going to search it anyhow. I go, well, why did he ask consent if you felt he was going to search it anyhow? Why did you make it easy on him? Well, I thought if I agreed to it, he wouldn't do it. Oh, so he was just asking you a perfunctory, like a perfunctory question, like, hey, what day is it? Is it Wednesday? Hey? I mean, it's amazing how, and then people are ignorant with police officers. You could be respectful, okay? Because when you're in a courtroom, when you're in the sterile courtroom, that tape looks a lot different than when you're on the side of the road. I mean, it does. So when you're shitty to the cop, excuse my mouth, it doesn't look good. You could be respectful and still exercise your right to remain silent. Okay, and if they're good trained officers, they will respect that right. I just had a case recently. They cuffed my client, threw him in the back of the car, took him to the police station. They never read him his rights. They get him to the police station. They start questioning him. Never read him his rights. That's a custodial interrogation. You're not. Every answer is suppressible.
All right, let's take some more calls with Attorney Beatrice. You're on the air. Line 1, hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
is that me?
Yeah, what's your question, please? Quickly.
Yeah, if I invite you onto my property and I have insurance and you get hurt, is it my fault? I mean, do I have to pay?
Okay, this is the biggest misnomer.
Well, here's the reason
This is
why
the
I
biggest
asked.
misnomer in
Listen
the
to what
law.
Dave's saying. Go ahead.
Just because someone gets hurt on your property doesn't mean you're liable. Just because you fall at a business does not mean they're liable. They have to have done something that fell below a standard of care. So if someone gets hurt on your property and you've not done anything, it is not your fault.
All right. How'd they get hurt? Caller, real quick here.
Well, yeah, no, the reason why I asked is
You like how you get an
know,
answer to your question, Ron?
When there's an advertised auction, and down at the bottom of the auction, it gives the auctioneer's name, and then it says we're not responsible for accidents. Well, if I'm invited onto your property, I think you should be responsible if I get hurt.
I'm glad you think that, but that's not the law.
Thank you for your call. Okay, appreciate it. With Attorney Beatrice, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, what's your question, please?
I live in a neighborhood, a private drive, and the lots are approximately 100 feet. My neighbor built a garage. The building code says garages are supposed to be built behind the living quarters, or not any further than the living quarters, and 10 feet off the property line. Well, my neighbor built a garage about 30 feet from the road, the private road, and 18 inches off my property line. I try not to be rude or cause a neighborhood problem over it because we are friends.
All right.
Do I have any?
Do you have zoning where you live?
Yes.
Okay. David?
Yeah, zoning requires 50 feet back, or at least 50 feet off the road, or no closer than the living quarters of the house.
For what? I didn't.
And 10 feet off the property line.
For a garage.
For a garage. He's 18 inches off the garage, off the property line, and no more than 30 feet from the road.
Doesn't sound like the zoning. He meant zoning, David.
Well, he never got permits. He never did get permits. So
You're
it's
not
a
allowed
private
to
drive.
build stuff without getting permits. You have to get permits to build on your property.
He didn't. And
Well-
now we look at a ugly garage.
Okay, just
every
hang
now
on.
and
I'm running out of time. Dave,
Okay,
what should
so
he do?
he didn't follow the law. There's going to be consequences to that.
So call the zoning office, right, Dave?
Well, I think he should. I have to.
Quickly.
Get a lawyer. How about that?
Get a lawyer.
Put a
All
building up, spend all that money, and didn't get a permit. Now they're wanting him. Now they're citing him for something. He needs.
Thank
a
you,
lawyer.
David.
All right.
We're out of time.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack.